Okay, so here we are. So I just wanted to go back to a little bit what Valerie and C and I talked about a few minutes ago. So one of the reasons what we are doing these practices is to move from a place of fear towards love, or at least somewhere a little bit closer to neutral. So in our life, we make decisions all the time, and some of them are better than others. So instead, but we want to respond instead of reacting. When I'm acting from a place of fear, I'm just reacting to things, and and that is good if there's actually a tiger attacking me, but maybe it's just a cute little black cat. So moving from reacting to responding, and these practices that we are doing helps. I mean, they've come. This has been an issue for thousands of years. We're not the first ones being here. It's happened before, and there is a way to move from fear to at least neutral. Okay, so let's do it. So let's do it. So once again, I'm using the book Jesus Calling. You do not have to believe in Jesus or God. You don't have to like the book. We can still listen to people that have opinions that are different from us and see, or at least try to understand where they're coming from. We don't have to agree. We don't have to like it. We can understand. Here we go. September 10th. I am always available to you. Once you have trusted me as your savior, I never distance myself from you. Sometimes you may feel distant from me. Recognize that as feeling. Do not confuse it with reality. The Bible is full of my promises to be with you always. As I assured Jacob when he was journeying away from home into unknown places, I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. My last recorded promise to my followers was, surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Let these assurances of my continual presence fill you with joy and peace. No matter what you may lose in this life, you can never lose your relationship with me. Okay, so when I read this, I have much more training in yoga than I have in Christianity, but there are certain traits that are similar in many of these traditions. So here they talk about, or what I hear is, there's no matter what you may lose in this life, you can never lose your relationship with me. So this life is the life of the ego, of the physical body, of the ego. The ego needs meaning, for instance. The other part of me is permanent, is always here. That's the being part. That's just is. And sometimes we forget that we have that part. And when we are disconnected from that part, and that is a part of that that can only be felt, we cannot think about that part. We can intellectualize it, we can learn about it, but to experience, we have to feel it. So if I go into fear and I know and I can't access I go numb. It's so easy to forget. I cannot experience that part of the permanent part of me. And if I forget that there is a permanent, or in this case, God, then I feel very lonely. And that's scary. But we are not alone. Okay, so we're going to take two words. So one is loss in this life, and then a permanent relationship with me. So we can lose things in this life, such as youth. We lose baby bodies, and we get older. Or could be health, it could be houses, it could be people. But but we do not lose the relationship with me, which is God or Jesus, maybe. Okay, let's play with those two. So find your seat, sit up tall, move your feet. So we are here on earth. We do have an ego. So we know one part of us is an ego. The ego doesn't want to let go, because when we die, the ego dies. And then there's another part of us that is constantly in relationship with a higher power. That part is permanent. It was never born. It never dies. It just is. It just exists. Okay, bring your awareness up to two sitting bones. So we're using the physical body to help us explore these two ideas. So today, these two sitting bones, so one is representing the ego, the part that the ego dies when the body dies. So the part of us that we are going to lose. And we are losing stuff. All these things are going to disappear at some point. So that's one part of you. The other sitting bone is that permanent part that was never born, never dies. It exists. So the ego and the permanent part, the ego and the permanent part. And you can use whatever word, I know that word ego means different things in different traditions, but things we lose and things we keep forever. Things we lose and permanent part. So use two words that work for you. And we're playing with it. We are acknowledging or playing with the idea that these two parts, that we have these two parts. Maybe you disagree. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to agree with me or the book or anyone. You are the expert. Okay, and then finding neutral. And then bring your awareness to your breathing. In the beginning, we just notice whatever breath we have right now. So observing without judgment my own breath, it gives me information. So right now, is my breathing labored? Is it hard? Is it easy? Is it shallow? Is it deep? That just gives me information about my mental state. So right now I feel a little constricted in my chest. My breathing is kind of shallow and a little hard. And that gives me information. And then we can pick a breathing exercise that brings us from one place to another. And the one we did last week is like we breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 6. The idea is that you breathe in for one amount of time, and then you exhale for longer. What this does, it turns on the parasympathetic nervous system, and the anxiety level goes down. You can pick any number. Today, so let's add one more thing. So we're going to breathe in, and then we're going to hold the breath for just a moment, and then we're going to exhale and hold it for just a moment, and then breathe in again. So breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 6. So here we go. Breathe in inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. And then do this on your own, following your own rhythm for a few more breaths. Okay, release, shake it out, and then take a deep breath in, and then exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Okay, here we go. And then shake it out a little bit. Okay, place your hands on your knees, and then starting the cat-cow motion. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale round. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale out. And then come back to neutral. Okay, this time we're going to inhale the arms up and then exhale them down. So let's try. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Okay, now something different. Inhale up. And this time, exhale and turn your body. And then stay there. Look behind you and breathe. Just normal breathing. Notice how your feet are connected to the earth. Maybe you're pushing. I'm pushing more into my left foot than my right to keep the posture. And then release back to normal, or to neutral rather. Maybe lift the shoulders, maybe shake and bake a little bit. Okay, let's try again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Release. And now something different. Inhale up. Exhale and then turn to look behind you. Stay there. And then release the breath and simply observe your natural breathing. And then release. Maybe lift the shoulders a few times. Maybe shake your arms, shake your legs. And then play the piano. Play the piano. So imagine playing the piano. What song are you thinking about when you play the piano? What song are you playing? Is it very slow? Is it fast? Is it very loud? Or is it very quiet? What song are you playing? And then take the fingers, thumb to index, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. And then go back and forth like this. Okay, blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe into the nose and out to the mouth. Into the nose. Exhale to the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And this time, turn, exhale, and look behind you. And then reach the fingertips away from each other. To reach further, we need to release. I can't force it. If I'm forcing it, it's not going to work. If I release the arms and allow them to lengthen, then it's going to happen. Allowing the arms to grow. And then release. Roll the shoulders this time. One way and then the other way. Okay, play the piano. Or maybe you're playing an organ with different levels. Okay, and then use the fingers. Let the fingers connect. Maybe you can come up with your own little dance. Maybe you do the index and then the ring finger and middle finger. So come up with your own little dance. And then all fingers together and let them kiss each other. Okay, blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hand the way that feels funny. Turn the hands over. Breathe in through the nose and out to the mouth. In, out to the mouth. Breathe in and out. Okay, something different. Inhale. Exhale, twist, open up the arms. Allow the fingertips to reach in two different ways in the opposite directions. Okay, can you just imagine how you're releasing, allowing the shoulders to kind of drop, releasing and allowing the fingers and arms to grow? And just imagine how your arms are getting longer and longer, and eventually they're hugging the entire earth. They're so long that you can reach around the entire earth, and you're giving the entire earth a hug. And then release, and then roll the shoulders one way, and then the other way. Okay, arms in cactus. And then starting to twist. Notice how your feet are moving as we're doing this twisting motion. You can stay here if you want to. You can go swimming somewhere. You can swim forward. Or you can swim backwards. That's your choice. Maybe you want to swim backwards and learn something from the past. Or you want to swim into the future and see what's happening there and play with the idea that the now represents of the past and the present and the future together. Time does not exist. That's a weird idea for the mind to even think about. Okay, now let the part of you, so now we're dealing with two parts. So one part of you is the part that's going to lose things. You're going to lose your body, you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose people you love, you're going to lose books. Yeah, that's the part of you that's going to lose things. And then there's another part that is constantly here in constant connection to a higher power that has always been here. You don't lose anything. You don't get anything and you don't lose anything. You just exist. So what happens when those two parts of you get together for a quick coffee? Or maybe they're drinking tea. I don't know. Or lemonade. Or water. Or milk. And then let them stay in conversation. So these two parts of you, allow them to stay in conversation. And then the other one. Okay, now before we take all four, let's really focus on the core. So we want the core to do the work here. So imagine 2 inches or just below your navel, 2 inches inside there. Imagine the pit of the belly. So the pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up. Engage your core, and that way lift the knees. And allow the part that's going to lose things to stay in connection with the part that's permanent. Breathe. You can distract yourself by allowing the fingers to dance or let the feet move a little bit. And then eventually you can get rid of all those. Maybe you have anger or frustration or, I don't know, some emotions that you want to get, like, you need to use them. Something useful, like kicking and screaming. Wow. Okay. Okay, with a wide and stable stance, we can explore these ideas that we might not like, we might not believe in. We might think they are absolutely ridiculous, or they might be painful. So, but if we allow ourselves to explore these ideas, that can maybe help us to heal. So one part of us is going to lose things. And another part of us knows that we are permanent. Nothing changes. There is no change. There is no time. So one is going to lose things, and the other one is permanent. Lost, permanence, lost, permanent. And both these are true, or both these are realities. Okay. And then explore everything in between these two ideas or concepts. And then back to neutral. Okay, so let's start with loss. So there is a part of us we are going to lose. We're going to lose our life, for instance. We're going to shed the body. We're going to lose our health, or there are things we're going to lose. So when you think about loss, give it a color. Use your fingers, dip your fingers in paint, and then draw the image of loss. Draw the image of loss. In this world on earth, we do lose things. So draw that image. And then release that image. And then there's another part of us that's permanent. Or think about anything that is permanent. It could be an idea. It could be a practice, maybe. You know, I'm exploring this together with you. So think about what is permanent. What is permanent? So think about permanence. Give that a color. Put your fingers in the paint and draw the image of permanence or permanent. And then release that image. And take a moment to recover. Maybe place your hand on your lower belly. Notice how you feel and where in the body you feel it. Okay, and then jump your feet together. And then we're going to explore these ideas with words. So spread your toes, dip your toes in ink, and then write the story of loss. So writing the story of loss. Maybe you lost a pet, or you have a pet that you know it's fairly likely that you might lose that in a near future. So write the story of loss. What are the words you're using? And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up. So engage the core. So that core, when that is engaged, it helps to lengthen the spine. So can you engage the core and relax the spine to allow the spine to grow? You can stay here, or if you want to, you can bring the hands down to the earth. You can use your elbows to push out the knees and then lengthen the spine. Allow the head to move forward to lengthen the spine, tilting the pelvis forward, trying to keep like a flat back. Stay there, lengthen. And to lengthen, I used my elbows to push the knees out, and then I tried to relax the hips to allow the movement. And then eventually release the head, let it drop, and then say, thank you, gravity. Thank you, gravity, for helping me to grow. Inhale, come back up. Place the right foot on the left knee. Use your fingers to open up the toes. Guide the knee out wide. It is seated pigeon. So both sitting bones are securely placed on the chair. If you want to, you can add a little bit of movement. You can lean forward. Another option would be to lean back and do this. So we often do this when we are on our backs. That could be another way to explore the pigeon posture. And then eventually slide the knees together. Okay, whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. Now imagine those arms in the beginning, those long arms that are hugging the entire earth. So imagine arms that are hugging the entire earth. And then maybe remind the earth, I love you so much. I love you so much. Thank you for providing and protecting me, for supporting me, for believing in me. Thank you for always being there for me. And then eventually moving into eagle. So this is seated eagle. It could be this, it could be this, or it could be that. Could be this, it could be this, or this, or the foot behind. You pick what works for you. Okay, sit up tall, and the pit of the belly is still engaged here. Sit up tall, tilting the pelvis a little bit forward. Hands are moving away from your forehead and up towards the sky. And let's start with this is an eagle that is losing things. So maybe the eagle is losing its wings or its feathers. Let's start with the feathers. So maybe it's flying around and losing its feathers. It's losing something. So observe this eagle. It's flying around and it's losing things. So what happens? How does it feel? What does it look like? And then let that eagle fly away. Fly away, fly away. Okay, so now spread the toes, dip the toes in ink, and this time we're going to write the story of permanence, or something that's always here. So it's beyond time and space. This is very hard for the mind to understand, but we can try. We can try. So write the story of permanence, something that's always a part of you that is never born, never dies. It's just always here. To write that story, what words would you use? If you want to, you can send the story to C. She would love to read it. Or to me. Okay, step out wide, elbows and knees, fingertips together, pit of the belly goes in and up. Tilting the pelvis forward, or like bringing the flesh from the sit bones like up. So grounding into the chair. Breathe. And then we're going to place the left hand on the floor, right hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, push into your both hands, look up and come into a twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist, maybe reach that arm up. And then that top hand comes down, thread the needle, find the opposite ankle, walk the left hand forward, look underneath your armpit. Breathe. Okay, release, come back to neutral, rest, recover, and then get ready. Okay, right hand on the floor, left hand on the left knee, inhale to lengthen, exhale, push into the hands, look up towards the sky. Reach, push into the earth and reach up high. Imagine how your arms are getting longer and longer and hugging the entire earth, the entire earth. And then top hand comes down, thread the needle, find the opposite ankle, walk the hand forward, look under your armpit. Stay there. Bring your awareness to your breathing. And then inhale, come back to neutral. Rest. Recover. And then get ready. Okay. Now, so let's get some muscles in the part of us that we need here on Earth. We are going to lose this physical body, but as long as we're here, I think it's a good idea to take care of it. So big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. Okay, let's go for the magic 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Check it out. Rest. Recover. And then get ready. Big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth, come up to standing. Another magic 10. 10, 9. And you can make it harder if you want to and jump. Okay. Check it out. Breath. Recover. And then big inhale. Exhale, push into the earth and come up to standing. Okay. Breath of joy. So 3 inhales and 1 exhale. So inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Last one. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale. And then let the arms go. Let the arms go. Let the arms go. Allow them to get longer so they can reach around the entire globe and give the entire earth a hug. So let's get that hug. So let's imagine that we are hugging the entire globe. Okay, and then letting the part of you that you're going to lose and the part of you that's going to stay, that is permanent, is going to stay here forever. Let them get together, cross the midline. Okay, and then finding the position of power. So we have powers or gifts. Maybe we call them gifts instead. So place your hands on your gift center. So you have gifts there. And just imagine if we all shared our most precious gifts with the world. What would happen? So let's start with ourselves. So bend your knees, breathe into your gift center. Exhale and share your gifts with the world. Inhale into your center of gifts. Exhale and share it. One more time. Inhale. Exhale and share it. Okay, stay open. So when you share your gift, you might get criticized or you got maybe ridiculed. And can you keep on sharing your gifts in times of trouble? Okay, hands back on your hips and then building external support such as this group. So many of us are here every Wednesday, and it's okay not to be here every Wednesday, but many of us have a consistent practice, and often it's easier, or for me, it's easier to practice together with others. And then try the other side. So building external support, working on staying balanced even when it's very windy. And then we are doing this practice so we can respond more than react. And that way we're going to take more skillful action. So more skillful action. Okay, let's do 3 sun salutations. So basically, we inhale when we go up and we exhale when we go down. That's the basic breathing pattern. Okay, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's do only one more. Okay, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale, bring the hands down. You can trace your midline with your fingers and then stay there. And maybe imagine that you're holding the earth. You're holding the entire earth within your hands. And you're just reminding the earth how much you love her, how much you care for her, how grateful you are for everything that the earth is providing, all the gifts the earth is sharing with you. And then release. Hands on your hips without bending the knees, which means we have to lift in the hips moving forward. Okay, big toes to touch. Let's step back for warrior one. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Stepping back to warrior one. Check your foundation, bring your upper body up, and then eventually the arms. Hands in your back pockets. Can you feel your heart space? Can you feel your heart space? And then moving into warrior three. Let's stay here in warrior three now. Let's stay here for a few moments. Allowing the arms to go out wide. Maybe imagine how the arms are growing and eventually just hugging the entire world. Bend the top leg and just come back to Tadasana. Okay, other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Step the other foot back. Build your foundation. Bring your upper body up. And then eventually your arms. Breathe. Hands in your back pockets. And bring your awareness to your heart space. How does your heart feel? How does it feel? Maybe we need to place the hands on the heart to really feel the heart. And then transfer forward into warrior three, allowing the arms to grow. You can hug the entire earth. Bend the top knee, and then back to Tadasana. Okay, stepping back to warrior two. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Stepping back to warrior two, open up the pelvic paths. So we are moving up the chakra system. Now we are in the second, the right feel. So maybe place your one hand on your lower belly and one hand on your lower back. So if you hold your own belly and back, are you brave enough to feel? Can we be brave enough to feel? And when we feel things, we can create things. So the second chakra is creativity. Of course, we are creating babies, but we are also creating ways of communicating, like paintings or books or, I don't know, gardens or houses or cars. So many things that we can create, and some are more helpful than others. So what if we all created things that were helpful to humanity? Okay, Here we go. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior, and then let's move into the future, and let's just move from the past to the present to the future, and play with the idea that these stages they're only real on this earth, but there's another place that's called maybe the now, and the now there's no time or space, there's no present, past, or future there. Okay, hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release the hand down or to the chair. The front hip goes back and up. We want to create space here. I don't want to collapse here. I want to create space, get longer. This shoulder moves, kind of move that arm or tilt the arm, turn the arm back. And then bend the front knee, come back to warrior two. Hands on the chair, stay there. Breathe, feel the back foot. And then transfer the weight, push into your toes, and come into Ardha Chandrasana. And you can hold on to the chair, bend the top knee, and then back to Tadasana. Okay, let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight, take a big step back, creating warrior two. So one hand on your lower belly and the other one on your lower back. So are you brave enough to feel? Or what do you need? So creating a container where it's safe enough to feel. Can you create that container by yourself? Can you create your own container where you allow yourself to feel? Okay. Flip the front hand and then flowing through past, present, and future. And then, so there's one part of you that lives in the space of time. And then there's another part of you that lives in the world of beyond, where the past and the present and the future is just one thing. Eckhart Tolle calls it the now. Okay. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release the hand down. The hip goes back and up. Turn that arm back. Do you see the inside of your elbow? And then bend your front knee, back to warrior two one more time. Hands on the chair. And then moving into Ardha Chandrasana. Bend the top knee and come back to Tadasana. Okay, let's do tree posture. So drop the seed, allow it to grow into whatever you would like to create this time. And you're going to get plenty of chances, probably more than you wish for. You're going to get plenty of chances to create things. So you're going to create something, and then you're going to lose it. Yeah. And then drop another seed, and then you get to create something else. You get to create something else, and then you're going to lose it. Okay, place your hands on the chair. Shoulders are right over the hands. Take plank posture. Use your feet, move back and forth a few times, and then push your hips back to a version of down dog. Maybe bend the knees, bending both, come up on your tippy toes, and then release the knees down, untuck the toes, and come into your version of child's posture. You can keep the hands in front, you can keep them by your side, you can have the knees wide, or you can have the knees together. Yogi's choice. Maybe rock from side to side and give your forehead a massage. Okay, inhale, come back up. Clasp the fingers. Create a support, tuck the toes, lean into your support, and cup into dolphin posture. Bend the knees, and then come all the way up. Okay. So I'm now checking in to see how does my breathing feel now? Is it the same or is it different? I'm not judging myself. I'm just observing myself. So my breath is still a little constricted, but that's okay. Okay, so here we go. I am always available to you. Once you have trusted me as your savior, I never distance myself from you. Sometimes you may feel distant from me. Recognize that as feeling. Do not confuse it with reality. The Bible is full of my promises to be with you always. As I assured Jacob when he was journeying away from home into unknown places, I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. My last recorded promise to my followers was, surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Let these assurances of my continual presence fill you with joy and peace. No matter what you may lose in this life, you can never lose your relationship with me. Okay, we have about 2-3 minutes. So here we go. So find your seat, sit up tall. Bring awareness to your breathing, maybe close your eyes. A couple of minutes. Here we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Bring your hands up to Anjali Mudra, holding the entire earth inside your hands. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice. Thank your inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for being here this morning. Namaste.